Hey everybody, welcome back to my tutorial channel, or if you're new, welcome to my tutorial channel. Today I am going to show you how to make cute little sand dollar earrings. And for that, what we're going to use today anyway is the Fimo leather effect in white. You're going to need a sand dollar cutter from the Heart Supplies. You're going to need a blade. You're going to need some. I'm using yellow ochre paint, acrylic paint today. Any brand should work. A 600 grit sanding pad from the Heart Supplies. And let's see. Let's see. You're going to, actually, no, not this one, because this one's too. Bear with me, folks. All right. Oops. Whacked my camera. That hurt. And you're going to want a poker. You're also going to want a tile to bake your clay on, and a piece of paper, printer paper, to bake your clay on. I am going to get everything arranged. Oh, wait. See, I always forget stuff. You guys know it's not a tutorial by Twisted Mind by Seafer until, unless I forget something. You're also going to need, I'm using these, what do you call it? These ear clips today. Little bail built in. Excuse my hands. I have band-aids and everything looks awful. I had a run-in while I was sanding an item yesterday, and it did not go well. So got a bit of some injuries going on. So excuse the band-aids and excuse the look of my of my fingers and hands. All right, so I will be right back. Okay, so I have rolled this out on my pasta machine on a 0, with 0 being the thickest setting. And I keep hitting this. I am so sorry, you guys. So I wanted to show you. Actually, let me raise this up a little bit. There we go. I wanted to show you how this looks as far as the leather. It looks like leather, doesn't it? The Fimo leather effect. Doesn't it look like leather? And I like the texture of it. So that's why I'm going to use this for sand dollars, because I want it to be textured. Okay? I know you're getting an awful glare there, but it is what it is. Okay, so, hair in the clay. So, this is fairly simple. What we're going to be doing is making sand dollar earrings, and then we're going to do it like an antiquing of them. Okay, so you're going to want to take your, from the Heart Supplies cutter, sand dollar cutter, and I am using the, let me measure it out here real quick, you guys. The 1.5, it looks like. And so you're just going to place it there. Let me get this acrylic block here. And then it's easier to use an acrylic block when you're doing this because you get a more even pressure. All right. Then wiggle it a little bit. There we go. There's one, right? Now we'll do the other one over here. This is such a cute project, you guys. I really enjoy making these. And again, it's one of those that, you know, there's really no wrong way to do this as far as like decorating it, or, you know, how you want. Okay, so we're going to peel that excess away, save that for another project. And so here you have your sand dollars. Now, let me scoop these up here. Put that one out of the way for right now. Okay, so you're going to want to, you know, clean up any little burrs and edges there. See how that's working? I hope you guys can see. I'm zoomed in enough. Okay, so Now I'm looking at it to decide where I think what I'm going to do is put the hole for the earring to go through up here. So, oops, got to turn off the scanner here. Sorry about that, folks. So, I think what I'm probably going to do is put, let me get up in front here. I'll probably just put one just right here. I'm not going to poke it all the way through because I'll just take a drill to it when I'm done. But this way I'll have a little bit of an example. Do the same with this one. Yeah. All right, there we go. That should be good. Anyway, it gives me a rough example of where to put the earring post, or earring bail. Okay, so now this is the stage where I'm going to go ahead and put these on the paper, because now I'm going to add my own like little extra designs. Now these cutters are so good that you really, if you don't have to add anything, right? No, you don't have to really add any added texture to these, but I'm going to, just to show you that you can go ahead and experiment with how these look and stuff like that. So let's see. I don't want to do a whole lot because I don't want this to be a super long video. But let's see here. Ooh, I got cat hair on my nose. It's driving me crazy. Okay, so one of the things we can do is like feather the edges a little bit, or just put a little bit of texturing on the edges like this. You know, can you see what I'm doing there? And just remember, we will be, you know, antiquing these. So whatever we put on here, if we put it deep enough, the paint is going to catch that detail. So keep that in mind as you're doing this. Let me see. But this way it just gives a little extra, you know, oomph to it. That way it's not so abruptly cut, more of a nature type look, if that makes any sense whatsoever, right? And so so there's that. And then you can I've seen other people make these where they put like little dots all over. I think what I'm going to do is probably just like this on these parts, because I like the way that looks, as far as it reminds me of like the little feeler lines you see when you see one in the wild. So I'm going to continue to do this on the rest of these and on this side, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. You'll see that I made these little lines in each one, and then I also made dots around each of these areas, including where I'm going to put the bail. Can you see that pretty good? Just all the little detail lines right there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to bake this, and we're going to bake it at Primo's recommended temperature of 265 degrees. I suggest, especially since this is a lighter color, tinting your piece with aluminum foil before going into the oven. I'm not going to do that this time, for the simple fact that I can't find my aluminum foil. And but I'm going to put these into the oven for roughly about 30 minutes. And maybe I'm going to say between 30 and 45, but keep a really close eye on it. Because I've noticed, at least for me, Fimo, especially the leather, tends to burn quite quickly at anything over 30 minutes. So I'm going to pop these in there, and when they're done and cooled, I'll be back to show you how we're going to antique them. All right, so I went ahead and baked these, and they are completely baked. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to get some color on them. Now, there's two ways to do this. Hold on a sec. I'm going to use this paintbrush right here. I can't find my From the Heart Supplies brush. That's a pretty good brush, though. I'll have the links if I remember the link for that. So, what you're going to do is, for this way that we're doing it, let me see here too. You're going to make sure you get it all up in there, right? And then once this is completely covered and dries, then I'm going to take the sandpaper to it. Oops. Now, the other thing you can do is, and Rhonda mentioned it, I think it was on her last video, or one of her very, very recent videos, is you can also do this and then just wipe it off with a wet cloth of some kind. And you're going to get the same effect. So however you want to, antique it is up to you. Let me do this one real quick. And then I'll probably put this back in the oven just to set the paint, so I'm not waiting forever for it to dry, because you want it to dry. Here we go. And then I'll end up doing the back the same way, which I won't bother to show because, you know, it's the back and you're already seeing how to do it here on the front, right? So, all right, so let's let this paint dry, and then I will be back with the sanding part. All right, y'all. These have, I put them in the oven in a 265 oven for just 5 or 10 minutes, just enough to set the paint. And I have a thing of water here because I am using a wet, dry 600 grit sandpaper, or I should say sand pad. So let's put this little, almost knocked over my chai tea. I'd have cried. Okay, so what you're going to do, once everything's cool and everything's set and all that fun stuff, is you're going to take your, no, I'm probably shaking everything. You're going to take your sandpaper, and you're going to start sanding. Let me rinse it off in there a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. You see how it's coming up? Now, this is why, see how it's staying right here in these little grooves? That's why I used, what do you call it? The Fimo leather. Okay, and so you can direct how much sanding you want and where, right? This is turning out really nice. I'm really liking this. I'd made a pair, but I used, it was my opinion, the paint was too reddish, and so I didn't like the way they had looked. For me, they looked fine. For me, it wasn't great. Let me rinse this off. All right, so, hold on a sec here, guys. Paper towel. Oops. God, if I hit, I don't know how many times I'm going to hit that dang camera. Okay, so, block that a little bit. So, excuse the fingernails too. By the way, like I said, I've been working with clay all day, and not only are my fingers stained blue and fingernails stained blue from alcohol ink, I also have the injuries, so I apologize ahead of time. Okay, so, oops. How many times am I going to hit the camera? Maybe we should do a bet or a poll. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right, so here we go. That's what it's looking like. I don't think I need to do a whole lot more to it because I'm really liking the way it looks right now. You don't want to go any lower than 600 grit, in my opinion, because then you'll take too much off. Right? All right, I'm going to do the other one, get them dried up, and I will be back. Okay, so they've been baked, sanded, front and back. Now, because it's Fimo leather effects, it's quite bendy. Okay, I mean, you don't want to be snapping, bending it in half, but it's quite bendy. Now, you can use a matte finish on this, and a lot of people like to do that just because of what it is, because of the fact that it's a sand dollar, right? But I like the gloss, so I'll be using the From the Heart Varathane Finish Gloss. And I put all my glazes and stuff in bottles that are marked nail polish bottles, because these ones, the brushes are really soft, so they don't leave a lot of streaks. Sorry, I had to take a drink. So I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I'll go ahead and glaze them first. And I'll glaze them, and then I'll come back and we will put the hardware on. Hey everybody, I'm back. I can't remember what it's called. The little arm thing that I use to hold my phone while I'm making tutorials is broke. It just now broke on me. So I'm watching this real carefully, because anytime my phone could do a nosedive, which will make me so mad. So I guess I'll have to get into, what are they called? You know what I'm talking about? The little extend arms that you clip to the, clip to your table. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, so here is, I'm using some pliers to open up the bail on the earring, right? Oops, I didn't open it up enough, it looks like. Anyway, this is pretty self-explanatory. Put it on in there. Come on now. Here we go. A little bit of a pinch. And there you go. There's that one done. Let me open up this one. I hope you all are having a good weekend. Oops, I know, hit the camera again. Imagine that. Oh, I'm a hot mess. All right. Oops, I did it again. I'm sorry. But if I extend it up, if I put it up any farther, it's gonna snap. I know it is. So for right now, I have to have it this close. Come on. All right, there we go. And there you have it, right? Sand dollar earrings. And like I said, you don't have to do the sandpaper if you don't want. You can just put paint on it, and then wipe it off. That works too. So, all right. Thank you for joining me and watching. I hope that you found this entertaining, and I hope you found it stimulates your desire to create. I appreciate you all watching as I do this, and we will talk to you later.